Okay, all right. Do you see it? Do you see it, Scott? All right. I'm John. This is Scott. And we're just gonna ask each other some questions about crypto, yen, and how we want to be a part of this community. So, yeah, I'm currently in Los Angeles right now, Glendale. And Scott, how about you? Where are you?
I am currently in Bozeman, Montana.
A beautiful place, I hear.
It is.
So I thought we could just start off by sharing how we got into Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, all those things. So if you want to start off, how'd you get started?
Okay. Well, I had actually come across Bitcoin several years ago. And it was back when I was taking some classes at MSU at Montana State University for nutrition. I have a chef background and
Cool.
take some classes. And I remember, I think I had bought like 5 of them. I think it was around $7, but don't quote me on that. But I sold them for textbooks. And I really hadn't done much. I think came across, got some, and sold them and used that money for textbooks.
But this is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah.
So you sold.
And,
do you ever do the calculation on how much those textbooks cost you? No, you don't want to do that. Huh?
I because the calculation is always changing, and it was, it's just an anecdotal type thing, because when I actually got into crypto and really started understanding the technology behind Bitcoin was it was November 4th, 2016.
Wow.
I remember the date. I remember how many several ones I purchased, and at the price was $634 per coin at that time.
I see. Nice.
That was my foray or entry into Bitcoin. And then I started exploring more about the cryptocurrency markets. I think my push into it was somehow in watching some videos, I think on YouTube, there was this new platform out that was using some video YouTube advertisements, and the advertisement was pretty catchy. It was called Steemit.
Uh-huh.
And Steemit had just launched that past July.
Okay.
And they're like, get paid to post, and you earn this crypto, and what's interesting, it segues to yen, and what my interest in yen is. But I thought to myself, like, that's when I started getting more involved. I signed up for Steemit. I tried it out. I think at the time it was 15 cents per Steem, and it actually went all the way down to like 7 cents per Steem. And I started posting, and I started developing some followings and followers, and people voted my posts, and I was earning Steem. And and I purchased some Steem to get more Steem powers to be more influential in the community. And it's kind of snowballed from there.
Wow, that's really cool. And then you found Bitcoin Pub, I'm sure, yen. How did you get there?
Well, I actually came across Peter later in 2017. I think it was right around June. He was doing bite-sized Bitcoin at the time.
Oh yeah, right.
And doing a lot of live streaming. There was a lot more of the pre-pirate Peter, the crazy Peter, and there's just, he was really kind of off the charts compared to some of the more conservative. But it was also the time of something, a little tiny thing that I had invested in, and he was talking about too. He had invested in. It was called Ant Shares.
Yep.
So,
how much did you buy your first Ant Shares at?
I think I bought a few beforehand back in June, just to keep it on my radar, because if I saw it there,
Yeah, right.
But I didn't really start getting involved until like the beginning of July. So I bought Ant Shares at $5.95 per token. Nice. And I bought a boatload.
Oh, nice. That is nice.
So,
so that's a great way to get started, or, kind of in the early days for yourself. So.
Yeah. And so actually, in they came out with the rebranding, and in about 3 weeks, that was my first moonshot.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I took a profit, and so I had a goal. Peter was talking about goals back then.
Yes.
In fact, like, what's your goals? And I had a goal, and this was just prior to the Bitcoin Pub launch. But one of my goals was to pay off a piece of property I had. I had 10 acres out here in Montana.
Wow.
And I had just purchased that like 2 years ago. And so I paid off my 10 acres.
That's awesome. That's a cool story. That is, I'm glad that, we kind of discovered that and you shared it here. So.
Yep. And that's on the Bitcoin Pub. I signed up for that. And actually I posted that success story up there back then.
Oh, okay.
And, then started kind of just through chatting online, and somebody had approached me about being a moderator. Would I be interested in helping to moderate the Bitcoin Pub? Back in August or September. And so
cool. Maybe that's how I recognize your name from before. So, I wanted to ask you, what's your Discord name?
My Discord name and my name on the pub is HexDex16. HEX.
Does that means something to you?
It does. The background of it, I'm old cypherpunk. So it came from 2 books. One book was called Hacker and the Ants. Notice the ant theme. Excellent book, kind of sci-fi, cypherpunk. And the solution to the problem, and there was also another thing, I don't think it was it may have been Snow Crash, where you tapped into the neural networks through a using something called the deck. Okay, and so the solution to the problem in the book, Hacker and the Ants, not to ruin it for anybody, but it's an old book, was hexadecimal 16. And then the Snow Crash, they used deck, and I combined the 2 together.
Okay. Cool. I would have never known. So thanks for, yeah. Well, maybe I can share my journey into Bitcoin and crypto. I think I was learning just about money and financial and currency, and from Michael Maloney, Gold and Silver, that book. And the thing I really learned a lot about was monetary policy. And he does a good job in explaining that, but then just showing how governments and centralized banking have an impact on the monetary policy. So then he was talking about silver, learning about silver, then learning about silver got me into learning about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and how that could be a part of the solution. And I think that's how I got into it. And I wanted to buy my first Bitcoin when it was $50, but I didn't know that much about it, and it was a little too complicated, so I didn't.
What time frame was this?
I don't know, but I could figure it out. Because that one I didn't do it, so I'm like, it's just interesting. I'll put in $100. But I do know when I first bought it was when Coinbase made it easy. I went through Coinbase December 2013. I just started. I'm just going to do dollar cost average, just do $10 a week, because I was still learning about it. But I'm like, where you put your money, then you pay attention. You have to have skin in the game. I really like Nassim Taleb, skin in the game. And so I tell my friends and family, just start buying some, even, like whatever, I don't care, $10 a month. So you pay attention. And that's because you'll pay attention. Even you have to have enough. So that's what I did. And then I kept learning and kept buying. I bought on the way down, on the way up, and then different places I bought more. But this is a whole adventure and a whole journey that, I've been through it probably like you many times, that you're not immune to it, but you have a long view. I have a long view. So this is what I tell my friends and family. Think, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, be a disciplined investor. And so that's how I got into it. How I watched YouTube videos, somehow stumbled upon, I remember it was the guys in Dallas, Texas, who cryptocurrency market, oh my gosh, Tai Zhen and Leon Fu. Tai Zhen interviewed Peter, and I like Tai Zhen, and he interviewed Peter, and I'm like, I like Peter. Yeah, so it's like a community, and I've had a chance to meet Tyson and a couple of his guys here in LA, so I hope to meet more of the community, just people who are doing stuff, building stuff. That's how I got into the Bitcoin Pub. And then when I saw Yen, when I did my Yen video, I'm like, the reason I'm in a part of Yen is because of Peter and John and the people they're investing in, because I trust them, I see what they're doing, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So they built stuff, and that's what he talked about. And I'm like, that's the edge of growth for me. I want to build stuff, even if it's not so great in the beginning, because it gets better as you go. So that's why I'm here.
Okay. And had you gotten involved through the Bitcoin Pub as well, or just the videos?
Oh, definitely. No, definitely. I joined the Bitcoin Pub, got my family and friends to join. I just come here, sign up right now. And then a bunch of them joined and didn't do anything, but I just wanted them to be involved, and even got my wife to sign up. And when I sign her in and have her engaged, then she will. But I was glad, she's a part of it. So yeah, I definitely am. I'm there, here and there in the Bitcoin Pub. And yeah, I posted about we were in Korea, and I bought a Yen shirt. So me and my daughter, Zoe, we wore the Yen shirt all around and in museums, and I put it on different people. And there's my daughter.
Howdy.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi.
Hi, Zoe.
Thanks. She's such a good sport, and she is a natural on the camera, so I could see her doing some fun things.
Outshining Dad.
Absolutely. I hope so. So, yeah, so definitely Bitcoin Pub, Patreon, Yen. I was really glad to be a part of the Yen Alpha group, because when I saw like original member of Bitcoin Pub or moderator, I'm like, dang it, I want to be in that, but it's sequential. You can't go back. So I'm in this sequence, and glad to be a part of it. So yeah.
Now, did you step up your game? Were you like a pirate and then became
Yes, that's right. Yeah, no, I was like, oh, this is definitely worthwhile investment in everything, in Peter and John, in the community, in myself. Take me $35 a month for education and homework and growing.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
No brainer. Yeah.
No brainer. So
no.
Yeah, I do have a little goal to become a quartermaster, but there are certain other goals I have to meet, because like it would be a byproduct. So
awesome.
Yeah. So should we talk about what we want to do, how we think we can contribute that would, I don't know, I'm trying to find a way like that we could, it's sustainable, where we add value and people add value to us.
And serve it.
Yeah. How can we serve each other where it's mutually beneficial and everyone's value increases over time?
You continue, and then I'll flip.
Sure, that sounds good. Well, my background is I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. My wife and we continue learning and growing. We just a few months ago did EMDR. So just kind of saying, we have this background in this training. Hold on, let me tell my kids to be quiet. Hey guys, can you be quiet? I'm recording a professional video over here, obviously.
When those professionals show up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I see the little doges show up in Peter's video, so that makes me feel, comfortable.
Transparent.
Yes. So I'll just say, what I really care about is growing in my relationship skills and passing that on to others. I've been married, it'll be 18 years this Saturday, and I would say the reason why we have authority to teach is not because of our degrees, that helps a little, but it's because we've earned it. We had some real tough times, and now we're doing really well. A lot of joy and peace, and we want to share it with others. And so what I need help is finding a way to put it together in such a way that it adds value to people. Is it a daily thing? Is it a weekly? Is it a monthly coaching environment? Are there classes they can take? So those are some of the things that I want to just help people build healthy relationships. So, and also some of that I think healthy relationships are built on quality self-regulation. You know how to calm yourself when you're anxious or angry. You know how to express those things. Like, anger is not something to be gotten rid of. You have to know what it means and how to translate it into like meaningful action. So those are some things. So I have probably too many ideas, and I just need to start narrowing them down. I just want to help people learn how to love better and more effectively. That's kind of my goal. And build communities. It could be just one-on-one if they're married or they have family or they're coworkers. That's part of what I want to do. So.
And it sounds like that you can provide some support.
Yeah.
The medium, is changing.
Yeah.
As time is spent one-on-one.
And right, and even like if I had a class online that they went through it, 2, 3, 10 videos, and then we could have a monthly group, and then maybe some one-on-one, just like this. So what you're saying, the medium, it makes it viable for that to happen. So I am looking for some structure and platforms to do that. I really do think Yen would be an excellent place to do that. So that's what I hope to do. So you or anyone watching this has feedback, I would really love comments below or in the Discord or wherever we know each other. Please,
Sure.
Let me know. So, but how about you? What are you hoping to do?
For myself, of course, I had the big question of like, yeah, I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do? Actually, I did have some idea in the back of my head in regards to YouTube. I have no inside knowledge as to what Peter's playbook is, but I kind of anticipated this. So I had actually already signed up for a YouTube account. I've had my YouTube account, but I actually got authorized as a channel about a week or two before.
Oh, nice.
We launched. So it was really easy to kind of make that quick transition and get the first video out. And I didn't know what direction it was going to take.
Right.
As far as for content creation, working on developing something for my tagline kind of is crypto for the common man. Keeping your brain on the blockchain.
I like it.
Whether I stick with that or not,
right.
Because I'm flexible as far as maybe that's, not going to work at a niche a year down the line, but at least for the first 100 days as I develop, that's what I'm going to keep as my focus. Do you see my background moving?
You have a visitor too?
My dog, Digger, yes. He likes to, when I'm on camera here trying to record, he likes to go underneath behind the sheet.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one with a family member wanting to be a part of this.
Yes. No, he's a wonderful dog. He's a Hungarian pointer. And he's just funny as all get out.
That's awesome. Hey, Digger.
He's looking at me like, that didn't sound like you. So I'm trying to figure out the format in regards to whether I'm going to do just like kind of like a news channel. I don't want to get tag specific into any particular cryptocurrency. But what I do want to do, it goes back to that serving thing, and I think this is sustainable, is I've helped a lot of people along the way since 2016 get involved in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. I think
that's really cool.
I never kept an accurate number, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 27 to 40.
Wow. And how do they feel about you now? Are they like, have you set them up, like? Yeah,
I've had a positive response from everybody about the only person who might be one to complain, but he doesn't, is the fact that he waited till it was back in Bozeman back in June, and he was finally ready. We went out to lunch, and he sat down. He's like, "Scott, I'm ready." He goes, "I want to set." He goes, I made extra $1,000 on a job. That he's a contractor builder, semi-retired. He actually does a nonprofit 401k for people in recovery. It's called Life Recovery through E-Free Church here in Bozeman.
Cool.
So he was ready to pull the trigger. And I'm like, okay. So I set him up with an Exodus wallet, and and I tried to get him set up on Coinbase, but he was still too scared. Like, I don't want to give him, my social security. I don't want to give him, my license picture. And he's like, why do I need to do that? Common response, and I, rather than, because he's not ready to go that far yet, which is
right.
fine. Not everybody. So I set him up with an Exodus wallet, and then I just sat there and got him $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So that was back when Bitcoin was, I want to say, around $8,700.
Mm-hmm.
So he's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you set them up and prepare them.
Oh yeah. That's what I explained to him before. I said, listen, the markets are not good. I don't, I'm not that good to be able to predict, anything as far as direction. I said, do it in mind. And this is actually, I mentioned this in one of my videos, but I always take a 2-year time frame.
Yeah.
To where I'm investing my time, my money into a project. Is that give 2 years and then see what's going to happen. And so he's perfectly fine with that. I said, in 2 years, you'll be a very happy man.
Right. I tend to agree with that line of thinking. So
another one of my coworkers who's from the Philippines, and he actually, he got invested in interest in cryptocurrency. He's got him hooked up to Coinbase. He got invested. He bought Ethereum when it was $7. And so 6 months later, he went to the Philippines for an extended stay. So,
nice.
So those are, and I love hearing those things. Some people, probably have experienced. Have you experienced anybody that, who are friends or coworkers and you talk to?
You know what? Yeah, I have, but I've moderated it, and especially with the market all over the place, I was telling them a lot before it grew on the people didn't even know what Bitcoin was before. Now they know the terminology. So yeah, no, I just appreciate people being open and learning. But yeah, I think the hardest people I've seen are those in the financial industry, because I think they just have a framework that is a certain way, and it's hard to overcome your training for so long. So, but yeah, that's cool to hear that you've helped a lot of people. I mean, that's just fun to help people, and I think like you and me, and I think that's what I see Peter and John, they want to make things possible for others to help others, and that's what I think Peter's trying to do with the whole B90X and all this. So
yeah, and that's something it comes back from my management background, and I used to manage for Walgreens stores as well, and I opened stores for about 7 years for them back east. And one of the things is I would have to go to this new store site, empty things, make it short and simple, but I have to interview all these staff, hire these people, then I'd have to train them. And I'd stick around for about 4 months till, the assistant managers, all the peak managers that were going to be the manager there, all the employees. And then after I was done, I'd go on to the next one. And then it was all over again.
Oh, the same thing. Yeah.
So it was helping people do their jobs. And one of the things what we were talking about is communicating to people and helping them succeed. And I identified that in Peter, that was something that I enjoyed doing. I always told people, my job is to make you, I want you to have my job, to train you, to teach you, to get you to the level of success where you're, because I never had a fear like some people do in management. It's like, oh, I'm going to hold the reins and, block the information because I don't want anybody that's, that I'm like, no, I want you to take my job because I want that guy's job. I want the next guy's job. And that's how I've kind of, worked towards serving others, is just helping them get to where they want to be.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I think that's the ethos that Peter's kind of embodied, and that's what draws us in, and hopefully we can actually, make some money and change our lives and change other people's lives. And that's my sense of, and I want to do that. And I think like you, like me, like others, we want to add value so that everything just increases and grows. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And if there's any other questions that you wanted to add or.
I didn't have anything particular I wanted to add. Did we want to do like the pitch idea, or do you kind of feel that fit into the thing of talking about what we wanted to do with our channel or something like that?
I don't know. I guess so. Maybe I'll summarize it quickly, and then maybe you can go. So yeah, I was sort of talking about, but my pitch idea is, I would love to see the needs of people in relationships and self-regulation. So I got to figure out how to frame that, is how to calm yourself when you're really upset, angry or sad or anxious. Usually people they deal with anger and anxiety, and then how it affects their relationships. And so I would have training videos, and then we could have like an online coaching program where we would meet weekly or monthly. Because I know, like, even as a therapist, like average rate is $150 to $180 an hour here. So I just want to make it more accessible to people, so there can be ongoing equipping and training people in relationship skills and brain skills. So that's what I want to do, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do that. So I really do want feedback on how to do that. So.
And do you think you could group your content for addressing those needs for individuals, similar to, say, like what Peter does through the Bitcoin Pub, where they have some type of access, not always sit down, schedule an appointment,
right?
But it's something that they can make themselves available to, that maybe, in the non-traditional sense, doesn't require the old way of setting up a meeting or an appointment, traveling across town.
Yeah, so that would solve some of the problems of time and schedule. So some of them, the training would be online and they could access it anytime, 1 a.m. or noon. And then we could have a group call or an individual call. So the individual would have to be scheduled, obviously, but the group call could just be recorded, and there could be question and response. So those are some thoughts. So yeah, that's what I'd like to vary. It doesn't have to be a scheduled appointment, but it can be ongoing training, relationship skill, brain skill development. Are you able to hear my family over there?
Briefly, but yeah. It's muted.
Okay. How about you? Yeah, tell me what you.
Here we go. Is Crypto for the Common Man, helping you keep your brain on the blockchain. And the idea is to be able to not only help onboard new people into cryptocurrencies, but also to be able to educate and train people within a format that's something they can receive and understand, and it doesn't go over the technical ability, because I realize we all come from the same playing field, and sometimes I take for granted in my life now I know about blockchain compared to what I know, and keeping people safe in a sense. But good to be able to split that into tiers, so that in providing content, I can create content for the new person, create content for the midterm, somebody who wants to talk back and forth as ideas, and then eventually, and this is why I started this a couple months ago, is I started learning TA, technical analysis, and I would like to do things like for charting, and that.
And would you be all video? Would there be written materials?
It would be video as well as written materials. One of the things that gentleman in the YouTube space currently, his name's Joe, and he's kind of centric around a particular coin, has a channel. And one of the things that him and I have talked about is he has a background as a paralegal. And so what I picked up from him, he's done extensive, exhaustive research in regards to the background of the coin, the operators, the companies involved, all the fringe, because of his ability to put the dots together. So, yeah, so I'd like to do some type of technical aspect. And I think Peter does a great job. I think he does it not only in his own personal research as a data scientist, but also through his contacts.
Right.
So.
That's cool. Well, yeah, no, I look forward to seeing what you produce and share, and let's learn together.
And definitely merchandise.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That's something I haven't thought about that.
Before we started recording on video, you and I were talking, and we were talking about being a pastor, and one of the shirts that I had done, and I did this on a goof. I honestly did. It was back on Facebook several years ago. But I was doing a word study in the Strong's lexicon. There's a word called chorizo, and it means, complete, well trained up, mended. And so I created a shirt, simple shirt, little easy design. It says chorizo, and then it explains what. And it's black with a white graphic, and I did an ad campaign, and I sold like almost 200 of those shirts. And
wow.
And I really actually only created it because it was based on a conversation that a friend of mine had. And I've got a good friend of mine who's a missionary, second generation in Ghana, West Africa. So I wanted to send Jeff a shirt. He's a big dude, so I had to give him like a triple X. But, I thought about that through the Alpha Cohort class. And I'm like, totally. I mean, I didn't do it to make money. I just did it because, I thought people would like the shirt, and it was kind of nifty, and it was based around something that I like, I'm interested
Has meaning, right? Yeah.
It has meaning to me, and it has meaning to other people. So I'm going to figure out how to do that for my yen niche.
That's cool. That's just, it's fun too. I think one thing it does is it kind of creates a little community, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
Well, Scott, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
And we'll probably do stuff like this in the future. So
yeah, it's been fantastic. I really appreciate you sitting down and talking to me.
Thank you. See you next time.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.